you guys set up how you
Celebrity
set
drama
it.
from a legal perspective. You want me to do that part?
Oh, I can do it.
I'm trying to find this child support email.
Oh, what? Everyone was playing?
There it is. Talking about the Black America Web thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to go.
Future. 15 a month.
Which I don't understand. Because doesn't she make a lot of money?
Now,
I guess not, huh?
if you want to talk to them,
Mm-hmm.
look, people are just starting to come
Hi. Marissa can't see.
Oh. Hey. Where the camera at?
Oh, they're talking to Zoe. They're not talking to us.
Hey, those people.
Stop with the reindeer games.
So you want me to keep it rolling, recording? So
Are we recording now?
yeah, I have it recording now, just so we can, you know what I mean.
Okay, they start in 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
That's what
Ready
you
to
have on your
roll.
clock, right?
Oh, I was going to record it.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to one.
And then there you have it. In the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Does my sound okay?
That sounds
Like
so
that?
Good, bro. They'd be, oh god, some barbecue sauce.
I can't see you. Can you, move over or something?
No.
Sweet Baby Ray's had his own
What you
restaurant
doing,
in
recording the
Vegas.
video?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That would be a winner.
Are you recording the video?
I was just going live on Instagram.
Hey,
Yeah.
you cannot see me.
I'm about to make it so you can see you relax.
You have us for a whole hour.
No idea what you got yourself into. Okay. Maybe.
Zoe doesn't like to be seen.
Should I see the lighting?
You want the lighting changed?
I'm saying,
Do you guys want the lighting changed? Blue, green, red?
Oh, that's kind of sexy. What you got?
Lord. Oh, that's kind of sexy.
What other colors do we have?
Who ordered sexy?
Where are we supposed to be looking at when we talk?
I know. Where are we looking? Here?
You guys look at each other. You guys can look into that camera if you want and engage and talk to
Your people.
the Zowat folks. You can do all that if you want.
Okay, so if we're going to look this way, then I need to move my thing here.
Oh, that's the okay. Get out of here altogether, Zoe. Go back to.
But you need to move so I can have your face in this too.
Oh my God, that you're gonna have my. What are you just recording?
I'm just
All
going
right,
to record so we
Let's
have
get
it.
ready.
That doesn't work either.
Let's get ready.
We're just gonna put it like this.
What time is it? 1?
1 o'clock.
Boom.
Okay.
Let's see it right now.
Now you guys can start.
Yeah, you start.
To start?
Yep.
Good afternoon and welcome to Legalish, legal drama from a legal perspective. Hello, I am Demetria Graves. What, Marissa?
Celebrity drama from a legal perspective.
My apologies. Celebrity drama from a legal perspective. I am Demetria Graves and my co-host is...
Marissa V. Grayson.
And thank you so much for listening. This is our very first show. So I wanted to take a little time and talk about who we are, who Elite is, and why we are here with Legalish. I am Demetria L. Graves. I am a certified family law specialist. My office is located in Pasadena. I also have an office in Beverly Hills. Marissa, who are you?
I am Marissa V. Grayson. I am a child custody and family law attorney and a mediator and a co-parent coach, also known as America's Blended Family Expert. And I practice in LA County, the Bay Area, just California. And here we are.
We are. So everyone always asks us, why did we create Elite? What is Elite?
So the Elite Firm is a full-service law firm and crisis management agency. We service celebrity entertainers, athletes, actors, directors, high-profile and high-net-worth individuals who are going through different legal issues or crisis management issues. So we basically are a full-service firm, and people like to refer to us as the Olivia Popes without the scandal in real life.
But unfortunately, we do have a lot of the scandal. Wouldn't you agree?
Client-wise?
Yes.
Or us?
No.
Client-wise,
Client-wise,
yeah.
yes. Don't speak that into existence. My personal life.
To clarify.
So we did this because there are so many people that look like us that need legal representation, and it just felt to us like there wasn't a big agency, if you may, that can address the needs of our client, not just from a legal perspective, but also from a client relationship perspective, from a therapeutic perspective, and we wanted to come together to do that. So, Marissa, can you describe for the people what the firm consists of, what it looks like? How are we different?
Oh, well, we're very different. So our firm is basically, it's run by all African-American women. And right now, I believe there are 15 of us total. We have attorneys on our team who are in Miami, Georgia, New York, Chicago. Shout out to the elite team.
Hi, guys.
And we also consist of not only attorneys, though, we also have in-house professionals that work on our team. So we have therapists on our team. We have an anger management specialist, a domestic violence recovery specialist. We have a parenting instructor. We have a crisis management director who is also a communication strategist. So we have a very diverse team of professional women who have successful careers on their own, but we all operate together to handle these cases as a whole so that our clients are good.
So a lot of people ask us, why do we need something like this? I mean, don't we have enough attorneys? Don't we have enough therapists? Don't we have enough everything that we have? So why do we need this? And so I can start by saying Marissa and I talk a lot. And when hot topics would hit the internet, social media, we would see people. And I think sometimes in our emotions, I can see how it happens. And it still happens. They want to go to social media first and tell their side and have everyone understand their position, and that's not always the best thing to do. So we wanted to provide more of a holistic approach to legal battles for celebrities and athletes and everyone that we represent.
Right, absolutely.
Did I leave anything out?
Nope.
That's awesome. What do we want the people to know about Elite?
Well, I think that one of the most important things to know about Elite is that we genuinely care about our clients, which is why we structured our firm the way that we did. We could always operate just like any other law firm and just bill hours and not care about what's going on in our clients' individual lives. But the reality is that when you have a legal case going on, you may be going through a mental health breakdown. You may also have, domestic violence issues that are going on, or you're going through a criminal case, so you have all of these other things that are going on that may not just be related to the legal aspect. So we try to make sure that our clients are assessed and we know exactly what they need, and then we give them the services that they need to not only help them through their legal cases, but to also make sure that they're going to be good after the legal case is done, and they'll have the resources and the help that they need, once it's over.
So if someone is interested in locating us, where can we be found?
Our website is elitefirmla.com. We are also on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at elitefirmla.
Oh, wow. This sounds exciting. Every time we talk about Elite, I just get excited, don't you?
I do.
So throughout the show, you will hear from a lot of our Elite family because we cover so many different areas. And right now, there are so many different things going on in the law. So we are so excited to be here. And thank you for being here with us. So now that you know who we are, we can start talking about the good stuff. The good stuff. Which is always, I don't know about you, Marissa, but everyone wants to know about, drumroll, child support.
Ooh, that's a heavy topic.
Child support. Why is it a heavy topic?
Because everybody knows somebody that pays child support or receives child support or is not paying child support but should be.
Or not getting their child support
right.
but should be, right?
Yep.
So we want to talk about the ins and outs of child support, or better yet, the untold story of child support, what it means, what it's really for, how the court calculates child support. And we wanted to start off before we really dig into things of what celebrities are paying what. And we'd like to qualify this by saying this is alleged what they allegedly are paying. We don't, we don't know. We don't have their court documents, but from what we know, and some of them are pretty surprising to me.
Right. Well, no, not surprising.
Not surprising? Well, I'll start with this because I see Future is paying Sierra approximately $15,000.
Something like that.
Okay, so that's surprising to me because Sierra is a quote-unquote celebrity. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell you?
Well, that probably tells you that Future's income is pretty substantial, and it also tells you about the time that he has with his child, more than likely. So even if their income is equal, right? Mm-hmm. Because she has primary custody of the child, and because she has the child with her and bears most of the expenses, his child support amount is substantial.
Okay, well, who else is paying what? I want to know.
Okay, so we have the Dream, who pays, or at some point paid, Christina Milian $10,000 a month for their daughter.
I don't know if that one's so surprising. Do you? Because he's pretty successful, right? Okay.
And then you have Stevie J. Is Stevie J the guy that has like a whole bunch of different child support cases?
Yes, and I don't think he's paying, right? Oh. Didn't he go?
Oh, yeah, it says he has a whopping $1.3 million he owes in back child support. Back child support is a whole nother show. In and of itself, right? Because there is no reason in life that you should ever rack up $1.3 million in child support.
Well,
I don't
Marissa,
care how much money you make.
He has how many children? Like 8 or 9.
Still, though.
In different states. And
y'all, don't follow Stevie J and let your child support get out of control. Do not do it.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, and there are ways we can address that, and we'll get to that later. Who else do we have?
We got Chris Brown. Chris Brown is only paying $2,500 a month now?
Girl.
Oh, wait, that might have changed, though, because he doesn't have 50-50 anymore, right?
I don't know, but that was still surprising to me that C. Breezy was only paying $2,500.
Because C. Breezy got them good lawyers. He got the good ones. And ain't too many celebrities that I would be like, oh, their lawyer is a good lawyer.
Yeah. So, if he's paying $2,500, I would like to get him in this studio so we could talk about that.
Okay. Ludacris has or had full custody of his child and was still paying $2,000 a month.
Hold on now. I think that says she was paying him.
Oh, she was paying him. Okay, my bad.
Can we put a star in that? Because I have a problem with that.
What, with her? You have a problem with her paying? Okay, yeah.
$2,000 a month?
Okay.
Let's put a star in it. We'll come back to it.
Star.
What else we got?
P. Diddy, $20K a month for one of his sons, and $35,000 a month for the other son. At some point, I think they're almost grown now, but I think Justin's almost grown, right?
I don't know.
Somewhere close, but yeah. So I mean, Diddy is like Diddy. So
who else we got?
Matthew Knowles, that's Beyonce's daddy. For those who don't know,
he's a celebrity.
TMZ follows him, I guess so. $12,000 a month.
Okay.
At one point, and now he pays about $24.85.
Okay.
I don't know. Russell Simmons, $40,000 a month for his daughters. That's not surprising. He's the man. In the business realm. Nas.
That's a little surprising, but I think he's reduced that, the $25,000.
Yeah.
I
so
think
it was $25,000 at one point. Britney Spears was paying about $20,000 a month to Mr. Federline. Eddie Murphy, he stays in the news about his child support, $51,000 a month.
Whoa. To Mel B?
I believe so.
Whoa.
Yep. And Dennis Rodman, 2010 was ordered to pay $50,000, but it was lowered to $4,500. That's enough?
Yeah. That's enough.
So y'all get the point. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars is being paid for child support, right? Depending on who you are, what your status is financially, how much time you spend with your kids, all of that good stuff. So.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back, and then we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of support. We'll be right back.
See you in a few.
Want to go like this?
I didn't know what you meant. You could have told me that ahead of time. Now I know that means give me the break.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No, you guys are still live on YouTube. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
interacting with you.
Hi.
They're talking to you, so you
Hi,
can pull my
guys.
computer over to you.
Okay, let's
and
see
you
what they're
can
saying.
Speak to them.
Hi.
I'm nervous.
Hi,
I'm
everybody. Oh, let me say hello.
He said that kind of ratchet.
Hello.
But you can encourage them to call in as well.
We got a phone here?
Yeah.
Y'all can call in. Y'all might know the number.
If they have,
If you have any child support questions,
yeah.
concerns, we can't
The
give you
number.
legal advice, but we can give you
don't have
legal
a problem when
information.
men have to pay. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Miss Champion. You making
Give 'em
up
the
stuff.
number.
What's the number?
The number to dial is 323
You got to write it down. I'm not gonna remember.
The number to dial is 323
230
230
4610.
4610.
323 230 4610.
gonna
If
write
you
that.
have child support issues.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We'd like to hear from you because we hear stuff every day, and we never hear anything new under the sun, though. Like,
Yeah,
every day
give
we
us
get some
something
new
new.
stuff.
Give us something new. I'm waiting to see if we see something new from the Zoe What Show folks.
Give me the number again. 323
323 230
230
4610.
4610.
Now, the other thing is you guys started off great. You introed yourself. You introed who you were, who you are, what your business is about. But you left out one thing.
What?
You're listening to Legally
On DashTalkX.
X.
Okay, well, I'll open. Do you want to open?
Sure.
Okay. Then don't forget to say what it is.
I ain't going to forget nothing.
I was seeing if we had any more questions before we go back on.
Right, and ask them for questions. Ask them to follow you on social media, the whole nine.
Light
No,
and
it's
brownie.
150 people watching. Hey, y'all.
Light and brownie. We're light and brownie.
That's funny.
Oh, you guys are funny.
Although it can get wild, so don't encourage them, please.
Be nice. This is our first show.
Yeah, be nice. Hey, don't come on here with that, folks.
You can avoid child support if the person is scared of you. Don't do
You
it.
probably shouldn't put that in writing.
You might
Mr.
end up in
Johnson.
jail if
Let's
the
not
person
do
is scared
that.
of you.
Or if they watch
All right,
Zoe.
you guys come back.
Oh, okay. We're having too much fun with your people.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Hold on. I got to turn the thing back on. You go ahead and do it.
Okay, we are back, and this is Legalish on DashTalkX. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so our topic today is child support. Everyone loves child support. I like to say the untold story because I think a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about what child support is, how it's calculated, and how you need to prepare yourself for court. So, Marissa, everyone says, but I can't afford support because my rent is too high. Does that matter?
Well, no.
So let's talk about it. How does the court, at least in California, y'all, how does the court calculate child support?
So child support in California, and it's pretty a similar system in most states. I found child support in California is calculated based on the income and expenses of the parties, how much time you spend with your child, and they basically take these numbers, they punch them into the system. And
What system? What?
Well, there's a system in California. We use a program. It's like a computer program called the DISO Master. There's usually also in most states you can go online and look on your child support services website, and there's a calculator. So you can literally calculate or attempt to calculate your own child support by just entering the information that's requested. But basically, every state has their own calculation method that they use. They have a program that they use. They punch in the numbers, and boom, they tell you how much your child support amount should be. And that's based on the cost of living where you live, again, the time that you spend with your children, how much money and expenses you have, and things like that. So the amount that's ordered is supposed to be reasonable considering all of those circumstances.
Well, the courts don't use reasonable. They use guideline. So for you, it might not necessarily be reasonable.
Right.
However, based on this court, well, I guess court-determined guideline, that's what you're going to pay.
Right.
And so a lot of people tell me, well, Demetria, I don't have...
I don't know. You don't have.
Zoe is distracting me. You don't have. They can't pay it. They have these expenses. They have credit cards. The court doesn't care. So before you go into court and give your sob story, be prepared for what you are actually going to have to tell the court. And can you tell us what are the major factors that will go into the determination for support? And I think Zoe wants us to say, call us.
If you have any questions about child support.
We have a caller. Wait a minute.
Oh, we have a caller.
Oh.
Well, you should have did like this.
Right.
All right. We have a caller.
Take the caller? Okay.
Let's take the caller.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your name and where you're calling from? Hello? Hello?
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Did the call drop? Oh.
I can't hear anyone. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
you now.
Hey.
Hey, this is Kushan from Harlem, New York.
Hey, how are
from
you?
New York.
Good. I just wanted to say child support is the best thing that happened to me.
Really?
Okay.
That's
Yep,
the first.
He
Go
said
ahead.
child
I got
support is the
I got
best thing that
sued
happened to
twice.
him.
I got sued twice for two different ladies, and I don't have, my oldest is 18 and my middle one is 15, and I don't have to see their mother. I don't have to talk to their mother. The money comes straight out my check for years.
Okay.
And I have the best relationship with my girls, and I have an okay relationship with their mothers because they get whatever the court says that they're supposed to get.
Okay, so you feel, so the amount is set, you just pay her, you don't have to engage with her. You see your girls, and that's life.
That's a nice perspective.
And it comes straight out my check. I don't have to worry about, if I want to give extra, I give extra. If I don't, I don't have to. Most of the times you give because that's your kids and if they need, but as long as they get their money, I don't have to worry about their mother ever asking me for a dime.
Right. That's awesome. Thank you for that. That is definitely a different perspective because most people are hot about paying support.
Well, you're hot when you first start.
You're right.
When you first start and it's fresh, you're hot. But as years go past and the amount stays the same and you make more money and they're not asking for more money, it becomes a good thing.
Now, would you still be okay if they did ask for more money and then the support is higher each time you make more money?
I might be. But, I mean, I got to do what I got to do if that's what they say. But that hasn't happened. My oldest is 18, and whatever amount it was, it increased one time, and it wasn't a big increase. Besides that, it was the same amount, and I'm pretty much happy with it.
Thank you. That's an awesome perspective. Thank you so much for calling, New York.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you.
All right, we had a question on our Instagram Live, so I want to ask the question. And New York Bella asked, is the calculator for people making up to a certain amount? In Maryland, the calculator is for when both parents make less than $180,000.
No, ma'am. In California, as you see from some of these orders, there is not necessarily a cap. However, the code does allow the court discretion to vary from the guideline set amount, but the calculator does not cap the income, at least here in California.
Mm-hmm. And that's a tricky area, specifically in celebrity cases, because if you don't have an attorney that's experienced in that area, you could end up paying the guideline amount if you don't know specifically how to request that the court deviate from the guidelines. So, whole nother show, but thanks for the question.
Whole nother show, because I've seen where people don't ask for a deviation, so the court necessarily doesn't have to tell you to do so.
Right.
So you have to be really, really careful for that. And so thank you so much for the question. But my question to you, Marissa, is does it matter? And I guess we kind of seen from what we discussed when we first started is, does it matter if you're a celebrity? Does the title alone matter for support purposes? Oh, we have a caller.
Okay, let's answer the question first.
Okay, give us 1
Does
second,
it matter
caller.
for child support questions? I meant for child support just because you're a celebrity. I don't think it necessarily should matter. There's got to be a balance there because at some point, does a child, and we'll talk about this later, but does a child really need $80,000 a month support-wise? Right. So I think that it's really going to depend on the circumstances. What is the other parent's income? What is their living circumstances like? You know, that type of stuff has to be considered. So, okay, we have a caller. Caller, tell us who you are, where you're from.
Yo, this Party McFly calling from Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut.
Party McFly from Connecticut. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm straight. Listen, my boy about to have a kid. His it might be his baby. It might not be though.
Oh well, he got some.
When that baby comes,
steps to
take. When the baby. First. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, before you even ask the question, I hope he got that paternity test lined up.
Well, I think that's what he's gonna end up doing. But I was telling him not to sign those papers or something like that. From what I heard, like you're not supposed to sign the the paper saying you're the father or whatnot. So I was just trying to school him on that or just give him some type of knowledge. So I figured, if that was the thing, he's a good dude. I just don't want to get caught up in the trap.
Well, we really can't give you legal advice, but I'm going to say don't sign nothing if you don't if you don't know. I can tell you that, but we can't give you legal advice. But be very careful of what you sign in the hospital because it does move very fast. So if he has...
I told him they're going to... Okay.
Yeah, but definitely if you're uncertain if it's your child, you might want to seriously consider the paternity test.
That's it, really.
All right, thank you, Party McFly, for calling. For those of you who are just tuning in, you're listening to Legal-ish on DashTalkX. If you have a question about child support, you can call into the show at 323-230-4610, and we have another caller.
Hello, caller.
Hi.
What's your name and where you from?
This is Dale.
Hi, Dale.
I'm calling from Florida. Child support is a very touchy subject, especially nowadays in 2018 where females like to flaunt it in front of guys' face. But I put a twist on that because I always say all the females that usually flaunt it in guys' face, those kids don't have to grow up. And if you're not doing right by the child support, those kids are going to have to go to school, pull out student loans as if you didn't have to. So you're going to have to put them in the same cycle because you wasn't being cognizant with the money that was allotted to you. So by you throwing that money into the guy's face, yes, it'll make him feel bad about himself and it'll slow him down. But in the loan process, the children are the ones that really come out the long end, like, messed up and thrown into the wolves then, basically.
What do you mean messed up? Because children need money to live, right? So
they do need money to live because the women, I understand they need to provide for the kids and the father needs to contribute. But for the most part nowadays, I see a lot of kids that's graduating from high school and they have no clue what they want to do in life and they have no clue on how they're going to pay for further education. They don't have any type of sense of trade, trying to get a trade. Their parents or their parent, the one that groomed them, the custodial parent, according to the courts, didn't set them into a path of success. They just was there for the check every single month. And it was kind of like putting a strain on the other parent, being like, yes, I have the power over you because I'm using this against you. But in the long run, the kid is coming out like out of all that bickering and fighting between you two, I end up with nothing.
So do you feel the non-custodial parent doesn't have any say because they're paying support and
they have
the responsibility?
Say, but I say, no, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And the responsibility solely falls on the custodial parent to make sure that this kid gets to college, knows what they're doing and all of that?
No, I think it falls on both of the parents because, for one, depending on how the breakup happened or the separation happened between the two, and the way that they try to handle the situation after the fact, it always falls back on on the kids because I had my parents that I never really known my father, but I always was around my mom, and I grew up in a kind of a rough environment. But for the fact of the matter is my mom never asked me about my homework. She never came home and was like, okay, let me help you with some of these equations.
Wait, is that a responsibility of your mother or whose?
No, it's not her responsibility, but she was a nice parent, because I went to other parents' homes and they used to ask me about my grades. And they used to ask me about like different things about STEM, and my mom didn't even know about STEM. She was just receiving a check. I'm the one that got myself into getting myself through high school, going into the military, making some of myself when I came out of high school, becoming an accountant.
Let me ask you a question. Are you
all I can contribute to my mom is providing a roof over my head and just being there for someone to be called a guardian. My dad wasn't there, so I can't accept anything that he did besides his contributions to my mom.
Yeah. So, are you upset that your mom collected the check?
If anything, I'm upset with both. It's just, like I said, it falls on the shoulders of the child, because you have these two adults that's acting like idiots, and they're freaking blaming one another, and then it's a child like me that comes out of that situation, and I look at both of them like, you're both idiots. I don't agree with neither one of you.
And I hope you parents are listening.
Yes,
because he is upset at both of you. Darn it.
And everybody, to just kind of take heed to what he's saying, is basically, when you have your case in the system, it affects your child ultimately. Yes. So that's what his long story short is, that his life.
And I become like success. Neither one of my parents graduated, and I come from I was born in '81. My parents were like old school. So back in the day, education wasn't important to them. Having sex and just doing stuff, what they did back in the day, was important to them. Nowadays, I have a daughter that's 10 years old. I'm not with the mother, and it's killing me because I'm not with the mother, so I can't try to pick too much on my parents, because it's like now I'm placed in the same situation.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling. We're going to take another call. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right, we got another caller. Caller, tell us your name and where you're from. And do you have a question about child support?
Hello.
I got tired of waiting.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we're going to take a break. For those of you who are listening, you're listening to Legalish on DashTalkX, and we will be back in a few.
Ooh, Lord Jesus. Our boy was mad, like, my mama, and then they.
But you know what? I think he just wanted to hear you say she was a bad mom that took a check. She was a bad mom. She didn't ask him about STEM. He said, put some investment into me.
Yeah.
Mother and nurture what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good point, though, because
that's a great point.
A lot of parents collect their checks.
But it's a good point for parents to hear his anger still now.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to start with, how much is too much?
Oh, that's great. That's great. You got to remember to talk into the microphone.
Sure.
Number 2, you did a great job resetting the show.
Okay.
When you said you're listening to Legalish on DashTalkX, that was excellent. You gave out the number. That's what you want to do.
The number, right?
The number is 323-230-4610. Now, what happens is, you guys have to remember this too. Callers make it easier to do the show because you don't have to talk so much.
Right. Yeah.
So this is why I was pointing. Like, when you get phone lines blinking, go to them.
Okay.
And talk to them, because they will hang up.
Okay.
As you saw towards the end, you had full bank, then they started hanging up. So make sure you reach out, grab them, give out the number. Gives you a little bit of a break. And then when they're not there, that's when you get into your wheelhouse of information.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Feel me?
Thank you, Coach
so
Zoe.
come on back.
We like Coach Zoe. Okay, you are listening to Legalish on DashTalkX, and the number to dial to speak to us today about child support is 323-230-4610. And Marissa.
Yes, we're going to switch gears a little bit.
Yes, we are. We are. I want to know, how much is too much? Is there ever too much child support paid?
I think I touched on this a little bit before the break, but I think that at some point there has to be a point that is too much, because do any children really need to receive $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 a month? Now, I understand that the child support orders are typically made so that the parent who's not earning as much as the celebrity parent, in situations such as when there isn't, both parents being celebrities, it may get out of control. So it really is just going to depend on the circumstances. So we have a caller. We're going to go ahead and take this call. Caller, thank you for tuning in. Tell us where you're from and what's your name and what's your question.
Hi, this is Paul Johnson from Virginia.
Hi, Paul.
Paul, were you just talking about us? I saw you.
Oh, you saw me?
I saw you. I remember. But go ahead. Ask your question.
No, I posed a question in the chat room, and Joe told me to call. Better suggested to Zoe. He told me to call in and ask y'all this, but do you think child support is a legal form of extortion?
Do we think? No. No.
What was the question?
Do we think child support is a form of extortion? Well, for starters, it depends on who you messing with. Okay, so if you messing with a woman that you even have that thought, Paul, that starts with you. Other than that, I think for the most part, kids need to be taken care of. I don't know if child support is the greatest system, but that's what we have. But do I think it's extortion? No.
Wait, are you referring to like when people... And I hate to use this term because I don't agree with it, but I'm going to use it for the purposes of this show. So are you referring to when women, quote unquote, because these are not my words, trap men so that they can get child support?
Girl, please, ain't no trapping. Ain't no trapping.
I said this is not my
and he's
personal.
talking about right.
He said right. That's what I thought he meant, though. So that's a good question, though, because we're talking about a situation where two adults, right, two consenting adults,
yes,
are in a relationship at some point or some kind of physical relationship to the point where they make this child.
See, look at this.
And,
but is that trapping? You got to know who you're dealing with. Although I'm looking at TMZ right now. Can you scroll back down? And it says Lonzo Ball's baby mama wants $30,000 a month, or she's releasing tell-all book. Is he even making that much money right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with them shoes.
I don't know about that. But I mean, for some people, it may be their meal ticket, but I mean, for men, you guys have to be a lot smarter these days about how you're engaging with women, especially if you have that kind of money and that kind of celebrity. You have to be really, really careful of how you're engaging in the world.
Right.
But I don't know I don't know if that's extortion. But thank you for calling. We're gonna take another call. Thank you, and be nice to us, Phil.
Paul.
Next. Hi, you are on with Legalish. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello. Hi.
Hey, what's up? This is Jim from LA.
Hey.
You said Jim?
Yep.
Hey, Jim.
What's up?
How you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Getting my coins together because I definitely will be in contact with you soon.
Okay. We like the coins. We like those.
Yeah. Straight business.
All right. So what's going on? What's your question?
I wanted to chime in on that topic of not only child support but custody.
Okay. Whole nother show, Jim.
I mean, because it goes hand in hand.
Right. They do.
You're right.
And at the end of the day, I've had an ex-wife actually look me square in my eyes and tell me that I'm going to take your money and I'm going to take your children from you.
Right.
If you ever cheat on me.
Right.
She cheated on me. So I posed the question to her, well, am I in that position to, dominate over you now? To which that wasn't my desire because that's unproductive towards the children. And I can't advocate enough specifically to women who have sons to be careful of how you treat that man that's in your child's life, his father, because your son will be victim of this same beast that you're feeding his father to.
Right. Right.
And it's unfortunate, especially in the black community, we don't have sufficient coaching. Shout out to brothers like Zoe, who, make us think more intellectually about our, physical, sexual, and emotional choices.
Right.
And it's got to be more coaching on both sides because, and it can't be this man-female separation like you made a child.
Right.
We're not enemies.
I think Mashonda had it very, very well put. I saw the interview with Mashonda and Swiss Beats and Alicia, that situation. That woman said something that was so beautifully put. She said that the blended idea of the blended family, shout out to Ms. Grayson over there too for the same concept, is that everybody's a part of the child's development together. It's a village.
Right.
You know, nobody's looking at the other person with jealousy or opposing. Everybody's looking at with the best child's intent.
But doesn't it take mature people to come to that? Because some people are still so angry and so bitter that they haven't let go of the relationship or the hurt that they feel to get to that point to say, you know what, regardless of how I feel, we are committed to making the best environment for our children. Because if we all remember, that situation did not start off that way. So it took them... September 14th of this year makes 4 years I've been alienated from my children. Right.
All three of them. And they're right across town in Culver City.
Right.
I'm a veteran.
Right.
I'm an person who worked for the state handling kids. I went in there with an impeccable record.
Right.
And still got the short end of the deal.
Right.
Ooh, did you have a lawyer?
Right. Who'd you go in there with?
You know that's what we do, right?
5 different lawyers. Attorneys, $25,000. And I'm a veteran on a fixed income, but I still made it happen. Don't ask me how I got the money. Right. I got the money.
Right.
So
well, I'm going to say stay committed to it. And, you know, we appreciate you calling us.
No doubt.
All right. Thank you. For those of you who are just tuning in, you're listening to Legal-ish on Dash Talk Radio. Legal-ish is a show where we talk about celebrity drama from a legal perspective. My name is Marissa V. Grayson. For those of you who do not know me, I'm a child custody and family law attorney in California, as well as a mediator and co-parent coach, also known as America's Blended Family Expert. And my co-host here
is Demetria L. Graves. I am a certified family law specialist in Pasadena and in Beverly Hills. And we would like to hear from you. Call us 323-230-4610. We are going to take another call. Caller?
Yes, this is Jermaine from Bellflower.
Hi,
hey, Jermaine
how are you?
from Bellflower. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm doing good.
Good.
I had a question. Now, you ladies speak of two consenting adults engaging in, we'll just say having a child. Now, what if how does it work when there's two underage people, they engage in sexual conduct, and then they grow older, and then one of them are expecting child support? How does that work? Is there a difference?
Nope. It works the same way, sir. You might have a parent might attend the hearing with the minor, but it works the same way.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Are you referring specifically to the court proceedings?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same way.
I was just thinking that if both of them are underage and neither one of them are employed, and then I was just wondering how would that work for as child support.
Well, we can't really give you legal advice, but know that child support
No, I'm not looking. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's calculated on a guideline formula, so if there's no money being made, then it's going to be kind of challenging for the court to make a determination for support.
Right, but the court can impute minimum wage income to one or both of the parents if it's determined that the parents have the ability to work but just are not working. So they basically can do a calculation as though both parents or one parent is making minimum wage.
Did you just hear him? They kids.
They might be kids.
They need to be
How
at
old is
school.
I mean, are we talking about like 15, 16?
No, I'm not talking. This is not me. I'm just saying per se.
Right.
They need to be at school getting it together.
I'm just saying.
No, but these are situations that occur. This is why I wanted to clarify.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I
it's
had
important.
a brother that had a child underage when he was underage.
Right.
And I just wasn't sure how the system really worked and looked at the providence of child support. That's all.
Right.
Yeah,
but then there's also a lot of resources for teens who have children as well. So you can look into the different services that are available to teenagers. If you're in that situation, they do have nonprofit organizations. I don't have any offhand right now, but there are several that cater to helping teenagers who are trying to raise children and need money to be able to take care of their kids. So thank you again for tuning in, and thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Caller.
Okay, we have another caller. Can you tell us your name and where you're from, please?
Hello.
Hello.
Caller.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Sean. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you? What's your name?
Sean.
Sean.
Hi,
Nice
Sean.
to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. Quick question. Earlier you said something about not quick question. I'm just going back to what you said earlier about you don't know if it's extortion or not.
Where you from, Sean?
I'm from Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. You got a little accent to you. That's what I was wondering. Okay. What's your question or comment?
Earlier you said something about extortion.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if it's extortion or not.
No, I said it's not necessarily extortion because when you have two consenting adults, and we all know what happens when we do the grown up.
Yeah.
So, but go ahead. Let me hear your question.
All right. So, for instance, let's say I'm putting in all this work. I came up. I'm a millionaire. Me and you ain't work out. I'm in my child's life. I take care of my child. Like you said, females tend to get bitter if the situation don't work out.
Mm-hmm.
So now you want to come up off of me because I got all this money.
Right.
Well, is it that she's coming up?
Or she wants you to take care of your child?
But I said I'm taking care of the kid.
Well, what's your definition of taking care of them?
Providing, making sure that my kids know the understanding of the basic understanding of life. Being in my child's life, molding my child to be the best that they can be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing, Sean. Realistically, in a perfect world, there would be no child support system, right? So when we have kids with someone, we technically should be able to just both of us provide for the children, both of us be involved in the child's life without even having to involve the child support system, period.
But then I wouldn't be employed.
You wouldn't, but still, I'm just saying.
See, but you just answered. That's the crazy thing about it. See, it's the money, the whole money thing. Because before, all right, I'm pretty sure that she wasn't rich before we got together, but you see this check now. So you was living a certain type of way before you got with the person without the money, and just because that your situation didn't work out, now you want to tax me for all this money? You trying to get all this money about me to live a lifestyle that you weren't living before we got together.
Right.
I hear you, Sean.
How is that for the kid?
Well, it's technically should be based on the guideline, which is supposed to be an amount that's sufficient to take care of the child.
And
it's not supposed to just be solely to take care of the mother.
Right. Well, you have to understand.
We talk about $40,000-$50,000.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Come on, man.
I feel you.
A lot of people don't, a lot of people struggle to make that.
In a year.
In a year.
Right.
I agree with you, but the guideline is the guideline. And I'm going to reiterate what I said before. We all have to be very cautious of who we are getting in relationship with, because I think a lot of that has to do with this. There's a lot of women who do not go to child support and work with the other side and say, hey, let's come up with an agreement together. We're going to do this together, and that's going to be it. So everyone is not out for someone's money.
Right. So let me ask you this then. Okay. Was you for that person that came up in the beginning in the first place? Or was you always looking for when shit gets serious or something don't work out, you gonna get this check out on, like on some hustle type, to
me, that depends. That depends on the woman. I'm being truthful with you. That really depends on the woman. Some women aren't just out for money, so I really don't like to perpetuate that about women. Some women are really about taking care of their kids, but we also must understand it takes money to raise kids. From
I ain't
houses,
about to have no baby to get no check. I'm just not gonna do it. But some people will. So.
Right. So thank you, caller. Thank you. We understand where you're coming from. Thank you, caller. All
right, we have another caller. What's your name and where are you from?
Yeah, this is Eric from Louisiana.
Hi, Eric.
Ooh, you see
how you ladies doing today?
Great.
We're
How
good.
are you?
All right. Yeah, I just want to put this out there. Like, it's a big misconception with women and men that, like, child support is just windfall for the woman.
Right.
I know a lot of women, and the amount of child support they get, I hear like they say, oh, I'm getting $400, $500 a month. I'm like, you barely can raise a dog on $400 or $500 a month.
Right.
You know? So it's like it's a big misconception that these women are going out to yacht parties and buying Ferraris for $400 or $500 a month.
Right.
You know, and I hear a lot of guys, and they bellyache about $400 or $500 a month. Like, that's, I mean, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest. Like, my child support is 4 figures a month, and I tell myself, if I ever get to the point where my child support is any less than 4 figures a month, that's a problem on me, you know, because I'm out here hustling, you know. And you know, my ex, she told me, when you leave this situation, I'm gonna make sure I take all your money, and I took that as a challenge. And honestly, my ex practically made me successful when she told me that.
Right.
The only thing I did is just went out and hustled. And, you know, the little money I give her every month, honestly, I don't even notice it missing. It's not that big of a deal, you know. So when I hear guys paying $400, like, I'm still trying $400 a month and crying about it, I mean, I don't understand it. And women, don't go out and get pregnant, because you may only get $400 a month.
He said women don't go out and get pregnant because you may only get $400 a month.
That's right. I love your perspective. Thank you so much for calling.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Caller, you're on with Legalish. Hello.
Oh, okay. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we are talking about child support.
Yeah.
You are listening to Legalish on DashTalkX, and what else do we got to talk about?
I think we had a couple more questions.
Okay.
Caller, you're on with Legalish. Caller.
Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing?
Good afternoon. We're great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm just not getting off work. I'm in traffic. This is Dub Dollar Esquire, 5150 Nation, all day, every day.
Okay, Dub caller.
This is welcome, ladies, to the Dash family.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, listen, I'm the type of individual that I actually went down there and put myself on child support because it's actually cheaper to get a case started through child support than it is to file a civil complaint for custody modification.
Okay.
I'm a huge supporter of child support for the reason that regardless of if two irresponsible individuals decide to have a child, the baby still got to eat.
Right.
The baby still got to have their necessities and X, Y, and Z. They still need. It's not their fault. In the law, it states that it's not the child's fault when two parents decide to live separate.
Right.
So you do have to focus on that.
True.
However, child support breaks families up. In order for
hold on. Wait a second. You said child support breaks families up?
Ain't y'all already broke by the time you get to child support?
Let me get there.
Okay.
Listen, it's a difference between. Well, I'm not going to veer off my point. Okay. What I think it breaks families up because when you taking a man 60%, 70% out of his check, you know, the man thinks that, oh, that's enough. He's 100% wrong that he thinks that just the financial advance is enough, because that's definitely not the fact. But if you're taking this whole man's check, you put a case on him, you're taking all his money. Hell no, he don't want nothing to do with the woman. So he's not going to be with her. He's not going to be in that household. If you want to keep families together, then you can't use the system to do that. Now the best thing that the state and local governments could come up with is child support. That's what that's what we're faced with. However, we got to stop sticking our dick in these nutting-ass females and having babies. That's where the problem comes in.
Right.
People say the problem is not child support.
But let's watch our mouth. Okay, let's keep it 100. You know, you gotta keep it 100, but let's keep it clean.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew what it meant when I said it's 5150.
Well, listen, this ain't 5150. Okay, this is Legalish.
I'm sorry, but yeah,
that's okay.
That's what it is. But yeah, that's my perspective.
And we appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling. And I mean, that's admirable that you went and put yourself on child support. So kudos to you. Thank you so much for calling Legalish. Thank you. So you have been listening to Legalish on DashTalkX. This is Demetria Graves. I am a certified family law specialist in Los Angeles, Pasadena, and Beverly Hills. And my co-host is
Marissa V. Grayson, child custody and family law attorney, mediator, and co-parent coach, also known as America's Blended Family Expert. And today we are talking about child support.
Until next time, thank you so much for listening to Legalish.
And you can catch us on the web at www.elitefirmla.com. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We are at Elite Firm LA. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye. Think we might have to do
Pretty good.
a part